Yankees, Dodgers, Marlins? Who is my favorite baseball team?
Mr. Cheesy Pop.
Hey everyone, it's Max, and I seem to have caused a whole lot of confusion for a lot of you about who my favorite baseball team is, and I want to clear the record and explain to you about my baseball love. So, you often see me post about the Yankees. You often see me post about the Dodgers, and lately you're seeing me post about the Marlins. So, there's a long history of baseball to explain, and I'm going to explain it to you now. In case you don't know, I grew up in New York. Yes, New York, somewhere right over here-ish. Long Island, to be precise. So I'm from New York, and I have basically been a Yankee fan since I was a wee little child. Growing up with guys like Don Mattingly. He was my hero as a kid. And of course, Derek Jeter and all those great Yankee championship teams. So it all started here. But it goes back way further than that. Because my dad grew up in Brooklyn and was a fan of the Brooklyn Dodgers, who of course moved to Los Angeles in 1957. But my dad grew up as a kid loving the Dodgers. So, I've had Dodger blood in my veins, and I've always had Yankee blood in my veins as well. So I moved to LA 14 years ago, and of course I was going to be attending lots of Dodger games. Really started to get into this team. Their manager was Joe Torre, who had just managed the Yankees. And then their manager was Don Mattingly, who was my boyhood idol. Which takes me to this little team, the Miami Marlins. Who's their manager? None other than my boyhood idol, Don Mattingly. And who's their owner? Derek Jeter. There is a weird connection that these three teams share in my life. And so I root for their success. Always. Who do we root for when they're playing each other? That's a different story. All three of these teams are in the playoffs this year, which is unbelievable because they're not supposed to be in the playoffs. This team is playing out of their minds good. These two teams actually met in the World Series in 2003. I actually bought this shirt in 2003. This is a Miami Marlins, or Florida Marlins as they were called back then, shirt with Dontrelle Willis on the back. I was really enamored by this player because he had this really cool leg kick delivery. And when the Yankees played the Marlins in the World Series, it was kind of like oh no, why? I rooted for the Yankees, and the Marlins actually won that World Series, and I was kind of okay with it. They deserved it. They played better than the Yankees. Now, the last time the Yankees won the World Series was in 2009. Right here, 2009. So I, obviously, I was living in LA at the time, and of course, cheering on my Yankees from afar. The last time the Dodgers won the World Series is a different story, but I do have a shirt from it. Here's the Dodgers World Series champion 1988 shirt. Yeah, this shirt's been through a lot. What? So this is the last time the Dodgers won the World Series, and you know what? I would really love to see the Dodgers win another World Series because it has been far too long. There are so many Dodger fans that have not seen a World Series in their lifetimes. I mean, I barely saw this one, I remember Kirk Gibson, I can remember being a tiny child watching Kirk Gibson. I don't have much memory other than that of this, but it would be really wonderful for the Dodgers to win a World Series, and I really hope they can do it. And I hope that they don't have to go up against the Yankees, because I know that would cause me a lot of stress. So I think your bottom line question now is, okay, Max, so who do you root for if they're playing each other, right? Here's how it goes, okay? The Yankees will always be my number one team. That is how it will always be. I was born this way, and the Yankees have always been my number one team. So I'll always root for the Yankees, okay? With the Dodgers, though, I really hope they win the World Series. I really want them to win the World Series this year. not against the Yankees. But if they won it against the Yankees, I'd be totally fine with it, because I really want them to win the World Series this year. The Marlins, you guys are so ahead of schedule, I can't believe you're in the playoffs, so whatever happens here is amazing, it's wonderful. I actually was rooting for the Marlins to beat the Yankees on the final days of the regular season so that they could make the playoffs, because they were already in the playoffs. So, bottom line is this. Yankees are and will always forever be my number one team. I mean, this is my team. This is my team. And I will never desert my team. But, man, I would love, as an Angelino, I consider myself an Angelino now. I've lived here 14 years. As an Angelino, I would love to see the Dodgers finally win a World Series. I mean, come on, guys. So I hope that clears things up. I have a lot of weird connections to these teams. Always a fan. My dad a fan. Moved to this city. I've lived here for 14 years. Boyhood idol, then baseball idol when the Yankees were winning all the World Series. They run this team now. It's all very strange. So, let's see. What hat do I look best in? What do we think? It's a cool hat. I really like the new Marlins logo. Let's check out the Dodger hat. Classic. Isn't that classic? So good. And then, of course, when you talk about classic, I don't really know. Does it get better? Is there a more iconic one than this? Is there? That's my baseball story. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it clears up some things and explains some things about the teams that I root for. Now, I want to hear from you. Who's your favorite baseball team, and who do you actually want to win the World Series this year? Leave them below. Like, subscribe, check out my Patreon page. Have a magical day, everybody. Bye! Oh, I forgot. And one thing we can all agree on is we hate the Astros. Okay, bye.